When you are offended by any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. That's a quote that sums up a key aspect of Flame Princess's arc in Adventure Time, her ability to face her own flaws and failures and move past them. Shortly after Flame Princess is introduced in Adventure Time, she is exploring the world for the first time. She has broken out of the prison she was held in, and now she has to learn to navigate the opportunities and dangers offered by the land of Oo. By the story's end, she rules over her kingdom as a tough but reasonable leader. And we can't forget her unexpected rap career.
Well, you know, life's a funny thing. It'll take you along a lot of journeys.
I opened with a quote from the ancient philosopher Epictetus, whose ideas can help us think about Flame Princess's evolution as a character. The ideas of Epictetus are behind a Stoic philosophy book called the Enchiridion, a name which is used for the ancient hero's manual in Adventure Time. This reference suggests that at least some of Adventure Time's writers are familiar with Epictetus's philosophy. I'm going to be focusing on virtues that Flame Princess lacked at the beginning, that she developed as she endured all the strange events thrown at her by the show, from how she handles her breakup with Finn to her behavior as a daughter and as a leader. Rather than going through her life strictly in order, I'll be looking at her character based around the theme of her virtues, with Epictetus as a handy reference point. To his students, Epictetus advised, "Fortify yourself with moderation, for this is an impenetrable fortress." Now, in Flame Princess's first introduction, moderation is not a virtue she has at all. She starts off as a type who'll set fire to an entire village just to shake off a bad mood. When we first meet FP in the episode Incendium, she hadn't had much of a chance to learn moderation, having been imprisoned in a glass lantern by her father for most of her life. In that episode, she attacks about half a dozen of her own courtiers for whispering, then attacks Finn in his house. In Flame Princess's case, the phrase fiery emotions has a literal meaning. Even emotions often thought of as positive, like romantic passion, make her flare up and cause a dangerous blaze all around her. Now, it was a mistaken belief that Finn rejected her that led her to attack him at the end of Incendium. Regardless, in the next episode, Hot to the Touch, she is so upset by the apparent rejection that she vents her anger on a nearby village, setting it on fire. In Burning Low, when Finn and Flame Princess have their first kiss, she not only accidentally burns Finn, she also burns a hole deep into the earth. These bouts of fiery destruction are an exaggerated metaphor for emotional outbursts. Even a seemingly positive emotional experience like romantic passion can lead to impulsive mistakes. Regardless, over time, we see that Flame Princess's emotional outbursts may alarm Finn and Jake, but they cause less destruction. By the time she becomes ruler of the Fire Kingdom in Earth and Water, she is much more measured and careful in her response to emotional events. She doesn't attack Finn the moment she sees him again, for one thing. Another piece of advice from Epictetus is that the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. This ties to the virtue of wisdom. Flame Princess could hardly be her best self if she stayed under her father's thumb and never sought out people who supported her. Rather, she grows into someone with the wisdom to surround herself with genuinely supportive people, which is best shown in the episode Earth and Water. The episode Earth and Water reveals how Flame Princess feels utterly betrayed by Finn after he lied and tricked her. Why do people even have secrets, she muses. It's like that in the Fire Kingdom too. Later in the episode, Princess Bubblegum takes Flame Princess into her lab to run some tests and leaves Cinnamon Bun monitoring lab equipment while Flame Princess is secured in a chair. Cinnamon Bun promptly abandons his duty, goes up to Flame Princess and says to her, "You look sad." Not only is he showing her the empathy that both Princess Bubblegum and Finn have failed at, he is showing his straightforward honesty. As Flame Princess gets to know Cinnamon Bun over the course of the episode, they become friends. When she rhetorically asks him, "Why can't everyone be honest like you?" it's an affirmation to him that he has one of the qualities she values most. It's why they stick by each other for the rest of the show. Odd as it may seem, Flame Princess and Cinnamon Bun uplift each other. This is represented symbolically in the episode when, with Cinnamon Bun's help, Flame Princess overthrows her tyrannical father and rules the Fire Kingdom with Cinnamon Bun at her side. At the end of Earth and Water, Flame Princess meets Finn. Finn wants to make up, but she gently makes it clear that it's over between them. But you're welcome to come back and hang out whenever you like, she adds. As long as you promise me one thing, that you'll be completely honest with me. Here, she is setting a standard for Finn. She wants to have a platonic relationship with him that is uplifting, not dysfunctional. Yet another bit of advice from Epictetus is to respond to this person, this challenge, this deed. Quit evasions. This ties to the virtue of justice in the sense that it calls for righteous action in the face of difficult circumstances or people. The episode Bun Bun shows Flame Princess moving on from past hurts. When Finn makes a sincere apology, she forgives him. Rather than clinging to past hurts, she responds to Finn based on where he is at now. "You've grown a lot, man," she says to him. And when her father escapes his prison and ends up happier living in the woods, she responds to the challenge for what it is. Her father has escaped, but he is no longer a threat. Given that the episode Bun Bun takes place in Season 8, and Flame King was first imprisoned in Season 5, briefly escaping and staging a coup, only to be quickly re-imprisoned, it seems safe to say that Flame King has essentially been in the Lantern for 3 years. In the timeline of the show, Flame King later reappears in the episode Son of Rat Bear, where he has given up any interest in regaining rule over the Fire Kingdom. From a justice perspective, we can see this as Flame Princess's father having served his sentence and living out the rest of his life in relative peace. In this context, it is clear that Flame Princess has matured into someone who is not vindictive or driven by rage. At important moments in her life, she is using reason. She started off as a child dominated by fiery emotions, literally, but she has matured into a leader who is measured and restrained in her actions. Even though she is angered and hurt by what she sees as Finn's betrayal, she doesn't utterly condemn him. She makes space for him to stay in her life. But he needs to learn to better respect her as a person if she's to respect him as a friend. She is careful in dealing with her father, neither completely swearing herself to vengeance for his past wrongs, nor embracing him back into her life in a spirit of forgiveness. And that brings us to the final virtue, compassion. Let's return to the quote we started with. "When you are offended by any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings, then you will forget your anger." What I like about the portrayal of Flame Princess in the episode Son of Rat Bear is that it looks at the sometimes murky line between being compassionate and being a doormat. In the episode, Flame Princess reaches out to her father. As she puts it, "It seems like a lot's changed since I last saw you. Maybe we actually have a shot at putting the past behind us." However, her father's refusal to even apologize for imprisoning her since she was 2 years old leads her to realize that he only brings out negative emotions in her. Flame Princess, after all, wants to have relationships that uplift her, not relationships that drag her down. To make matters worse, next time her father sees her, he puts down the public performance she's giving. While not stated in the episode, the implication is that Flame Princess has largely moved past her anger at her dad. However, her attempts to mend fences with him are simply not productive. Regardless, as a ruler, Flame Princess is much more compassionate than her father. Let's go back to the time Flame King tried to regain his throne. Flame Princess's kindness is what leads her subjects to support her when Flame King overthrows her. The episode The Red Throne opens with Flame Princess listening to the needs of her bedraggled citizens. At the episode's end, Cinnamon Bun rouses those same citizens to thwart Flame King's attempt at the throne. When Flame King protests, "How can you expect this softie to rule you?" Cinnamon Bun's reply, shortened a little, is that Flame Princess may not be the most ruthless of all despots, but she is strong where it really counts, in her heart. Now, putting aside the fact that this episode does tend to spell out its conclusions rather than just showing them, it does serve to complement one of the themes in Earth and Water. Flame Princess and Cinnamon Bun uplift each other. In The Red Throne, it is Cinnamon Bun who actually defeats Flame King rather than Flame Princess or Finn. I see this as the effect Flame Princess's friendship has had in allowing Cinnamon Bun to grow. After all, unlike Finn, PB, or any of Cinnamon Bun's other old friends, Flame Princess never treated him like a joke. Perhaps the sincerity of her compassion and respect for him is what allowed him to undergo so much growth. In turn, Flame Princess was able to grow by focusing her attention on the people who uplift her. In so doing, she was able to direct her compassion where it will do the most good. I really liked watching Flame Princess's development as a character. Flame Princess showed impressive endurance over the course of the show, going from prisoner to ruler. She transitioned from an unpredictable hothead to a loyal friend and a stoic and effective leader. If you enjoyed this philosophical look at a fiery gal who became a benevolent dictator, you can help the channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you to those of you who've subscribed already. Have a great week and thank you for watching.